Hello, 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 everyone. It is Teresa from Teresa's Spot for Art. Welcome to the Crafty Bunch Moonlit Adventures, hosted and coordinated by Christy from My Artful Adventures. Nice to see you. Thank you, Christy, for doing this. I am so excited to be here. I have my printer going because it was taking forever to print, and so I needed to get going. So anyway, let me turn you guys around so we can get started. Okay, I have a free pack for you guys, but I'm using this Celestial Moon pack. It's called Whimsical Moon or something from Artsy D. Okay, I've printed it on cardstock, double-sided. I'm waiting for my cover to print, and I'm using my paper cutter just to just to cut off the little white edges. You can leave them if you want, totally up to you. I will say, however, when you print double-sided, there's a trick to it. The sides don't line up exactly. You put the paper in, it reprints, it doesn't line up exactly. So you're going to get a little bit of white. You're going to get, I think I have a page in here. This one had a lot of white on it, so it's a little bit shorter. But since we're paper crafting and since we're junk journaling, I don't care. Okay? I always say, no perfect on this side of heaven. So I have out my pages here. Let me get a ruler. We're going to measure them. I got to put this mama down. It is so heavy. That paper cutter is old school. I don't remember how long I've had it or where I got it from, but it has been forever. So in order to make this little mini journal, I took 8.5 by 11 horizontal pages. I put 2 to a page, printed them out, and then double-sided them and cut them in half. So each one is about 8.25 by 5.5. So then if you had 2 like this on the page, this is a whole piece of paper. And then they're double-sided. All right. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to fold these all in half as best I can. When you hop on, let me know where you're watching from. Thank you for sharing me. Oops, thank you for sprinkling me, Christy. I really appreciate it. How have you guys liked it today so far? I got to see Michelle and Jeannie, and a little bit of Christy, but I will go back and watch everyone's replay. I love the Crafty Bunch. I love how everyone is so supportive of one another. Don't forget, I have a link in there from my own Celestial papers. These papers are from Artsy D. She's got a great website, but I can't digitally share these with you. So I created my own pack. They're similar, but different. They're in keeping with the theme, and that's all that matters, right? So how is everyone doing? Hi. Thanks for hopping on. I really appreciate it. You know, everybody has so much going on, and you could be watching 10 different things right now if you wanted to. And I'm just going in and I'm folding these all in half. Okay. This is going to be a simple little bind. I have out here some, look at these, old school reinforcements and some ribbon. I try to make my projects easy peasy and not too complicated. And I don't want people to feel like they have to go out and purchase. See, there's a little bit of white on here. I'm going to cut that off. They have to purchase tons of supplies. Although we all do it, don't we? We see something and we're like, oh, I should make that. But first, let me go spend $30 on the Amazon for supplies. So I am loving getting into this paper crafting. I am an acrylic artist by Start, an acrylic decorative artist by Start. So I folded these all in half. Now I'm going to take my scissors. You can use a burnisher. I do have a bone folder. Again, nothing fancy. I'm using my scissors. I could even come over here and use my glue stick. Oh, I thought it made ridges. I was like, that's really cool. Whatever I want. You want something firm and flat. to fix your creases. Do you have to do this? No, you don't have to do anything. You just have to chill and enjoy. Anyway, where was I? I don't even remember where I was. So I'm folding these. Yeah, we all have a gazillion supplies, but you know what? You don't need them. I am loving this paper crafting. I started out as a decorative painter. Here's my pack. Let me grab my cover. I started out as a decorative painter with Donna Dewberry doing one stroke. I think this is going to fit, right? Yeah, you always want your cover to be a little bit bigger than the rest. I'm not going to get out my big monster yet. I'm actually not supposed to be live just yet. That's a problem. Hi, guys. I realized I was live and I didn't want to be. I did the schedule, but it didn't work. I'm just going to keep going and you can just share me later into the Crafty Bunch. I know I missed out something, but we're just going to act like I didn't, okay? Anyway, so thank you. I just realized there was like people watching me. So, you know, you think you got something right and then you don't. But anyway, so back to my story. So I started out doing decorative painting with Donna Dewberry. And I had to have the brush set and every color of paint. And if you've seen, I can show you guys. I'll turn you around real quick. I have tons of paint. Let's see. Let's give you a tilt up. That whole wall there behind those cards and those positive affirmations and those thank you notes I've received from customers over the years, there's paint, there's more paint, there's more paint in that corner that you can't see, and then there's paint behind this thing that you can't see. Okay, so 2 things I've come to do on my little venture here. I've learned to mix colors. So I don't need every single colors, every single color. Thank you, Christy. I don't need every single color. Don't need every single color. I've learned to mix. There's some colors I like to have, and some colors are just so pretty. And then, you know, Plaid and Deco Art come out with new colors, and I just love it and have to have them. So, yes, but you don't need them. So I'm going to put, I'm not even measuring, punching a hole and punching a hole. So I have 2 holes in my cover. And these are going to fit in here. Okay. And I have to now punch holes in these. And I'm going to do them one at a time. I want to line this up in the middle. So anyway, so now that I'm doing this paper crafting, I have a printer. I have a colored printer because I do have a business to run and I need it, and I do art kits. And so I need my color printer. But now I am finding so much joy in paper crafting, where you need a glue stick. Hello. Where you need a glue stick, some scissors, whatever junk and stuff you maybe have laying around, and you can create, and it's easy peasy. I have always been one of those people. I have always loved and still love crayons. When I worked my 9 to 5, I had crayons and coloring books and coloring pages at my desk because, I don't know, there's nothing more simple and joyful to me, everybody's different, than just getting out some crayons or some markers, whatever you want, and creating. Now, I hope these line up. So Yes, I hope these line up. So hi. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks, Christy. Thanks, Michelle. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for hopping on. I really appreciate it. It's been a great day. The Crafty Bunch is a great group of women supporting women, or I should say creators supporting creators, because I'm sure there are men in here, or husbands at least, maybe, that are watching and wanting to get in a little creative spark. Each page I'm lining up. Are they going to be perfect? No, you guys. It's paper. It's junk. It's fine. And then after you put this journal together, hey, Debbie, how are you? You can do whatever you want with it. Now, I did something wrong tech-wise today, and I'm curious to see what I did, because I thought I did everything right. There we go. I didn't know I didn't do that. Thank you for the sprinkle. I used to have a friend that I worked with at a day job. My first day job out of college, I had a friend, and her last name was Sprinkle. How funny is that? All right, let me pile up my pages. Now, this was only, I forget how many pages this printout. The printout I created for you guys that you can grab, I just posted the link. The printout I created for you guys, I think, is 16 pages. But you don't have to be confined to that. A couple of these pages in this printout, I did twice. So if you hopped on late, I took a full sheet printable that I got from Artsy D. I love her designs. This is the same one. I'm going to use a different one. Oh, I put the holes on the wrong side of this one. Let me make sure I didn't do that to other ones. It happens, right? Don't care. Put it in there and come back. That time I did my holes over my Rachel Ray junk hole. So I had a PDF, free PDF download, and you can do this with mine. It was 8.5 by 11. This one sheet was 8.5 by 11. But it was horizontal. Let me get a piece of paper for you guys. Oh, I know what I can show you an old book. So this is my Edgar Allan Poe journal I did the other day. Isn't this cool? This is one of my faves. I made this cover out of a cereal box. Anyway, so these pages are 8.5 by 11 landscape. That's what these were. These were 8.5 by 11 landscape. I brought them into Canva, and I put 2 to a page. So this, theoretically, I've trimmed it a little bit, but this would be your 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So I made them each 8.5 by 5.5. So 8.5, 8.5, 8.25. No, 8.5, 8.5 by 5.5. Right, that's half. Okay, and I put them together on one piece of paper. Then I printed out half, and you can do it this way or not. I printed out 5 pages. Then I fed them back into my printer, and I printed out 5 again on the back. You can do them on one piece of paper and glue them together. That's what I did with this one that I made the other day. Let me show you. This is similar but different. This is a 4x6. These I printed out in cardstock, but then I glued them together. They weren't double-sided. I folded them and glued them together. And now this is one of another journal that I have. It needs a little bit more TLC, but I put it together with the one hole here. But these I printed out. I did 2 to a page, and then I folded them in half and glued them together. So these I did 2 to a page and printed them double-sided. If you don't print them double-sided, you can glue them together, and then you'd have double-sided. Okay? So I want to make sure, here's my cover. You want your cover to be a little bigger. So my cover, and used one piece of paper, and I made my cover a little bit larger. So it hangs over, it hangs over, and it hangs over. I use about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch length and width to make my cover larger than my pages. I did that one wrong too. That one's right, that one's right, that one's right. That's what happens when you're talking. Today's a junk journal. Nobody cares. There's no perfect on this side of heaven. Right? Right, right, right. This is the one with 2 holes. And then my cover. That's not my cover. In order to find my cover, I have to do this and pull it out. Okay. So I line these up. I'm a little discombobulated today. I think because I worked so hard to figure out the tech aspect to go live tonight, that it threw me when it didn't work. But that's okay. So now I want to put these together. These can go sandwiched like this, or these can go inside one another. I think I'm going to sandwich them. A couple of my pages were double, so I don't want those near each other, like this one. I think that was the only one. Okay, so as long as we don't have those 2 pages near each other, we're all good. Okay. Now I'm going to get something to feed through my holes here so all my holes line up. You can use a pencil. I'm using this stylus because all my holes are in different spots because I did them one at a time. My hole punch would never go through all this paper, so I did them one at a time. All right, and I'm going to get some ribbon. Hey, Joan, thanks for hopping on. I get some ribbon. Let's see, which color should I use? Should I use the I'm using this ivory one. Should I use the aqua blue or the dark blue? What do you think? What do you think goes better? Anyone? I'm so partial to the aqua, if you saw me, but I think the dark blue goes better with this. So I'm going to put these 2 ends together. I'm going to give them a little twist. I'm going to come in from the back. I'm doing both at once, but you can do, oh, I fell out. But you can do however you want. Okay. So when I'm done, if you guys just stay here, if you're watching on the Crafty Bunch, and just stay here and refresh the page, and the next presenter will come up. I think I was second to last. If you're watching on my page, you can head over to the Crafty Bunch. It's in the post above. Let's do some, I'm not going to do them all at once. Dark. Thank you. That's the one I picked, Sue. Good pick. Great minds, right? I'm taking this free bookbinding class, and it's really cool, and I love it. It's actually the second time I've taken it. It is a free workshop. However, as fun as it is and as good as it is, you have to use a ruler, and things have to line up and be right and whatnot, and I love it, but it's not me. Okay, so, but I'm going to figure out a way to bring it to you guys where it is me. All right, we have that. We have this. I'm going to see how big I need for my bow. And cut. Oh, forgot a step, you guys, and I had them right here this whole time. Nobody told me. Okay, let's go back. I'm going to add for a couple of reasons. One reason is because they make the paper stronger. And the other reason is because they add to it. It doesn't matter what colors I have. And I can put them on both sides. I can put them on one side. It doesn't matter. It's just adding a little bit of extra, and it's going to make my paper a little bit stronger. And these are actually made out of vinyl. They're not old school paper like we used to have back in the day. I got this pack on Amazon, and it came with, I don't know how many colors, more than the rainbow. You can see that right now, more than the rainbow. The most important part, and when I do my cover, even though I use cardstock, I'm going to put these on the inside and the outside. And then once you build your book, then you do whatever you want with it. You can be happy with it just the way it is. You can write little positive affirmations in it. You can, I'm going to go over this one. You can give it away. You can doodle. No rules, you guys. Whatever you want to do. No rules. No art police. There we go. And I am almost done. 1, 2. Okay. Actually, and you know what? I'm going to save these little dots for the inside because I think, you never know, I might want to use them somewhere else. So I'm doing front and back on here. There we go. Okay. Now, let me grab these again and take 2. But now I only know to do a few at a time. And I don't have a particular order for these. You might, this one's upside down. There it goes. You can make them in any order that you want. The free download that I created is fun, and it has the has a couple of pages on it that say shoot for the stars. And you can print it out and make your book as many pages as you like. Okay. And now we're going to go through to the other side. Now, if you want, let's go through here too. If you want your ribbon all neat, go right ahead. Make sure, let me turn this over. I'm twisting them. And I'm going to start feeding them through the other side. So I went through the back, through the top loop, and then through the front cover. Now I went through the back of the bottom loop. I'm going through all the bottom pages. And then I'll go through the bottom cover. There. And here. Okay. I'm going to put this through here. And I'm going to make sure they're somewhat even. You want your ribbon to be long enough so you can cut off these ratty edges. I think mine are fairly even. I'm going to come in the back. Now, if you want your back, again, you want these to sit nice and be flush and level and even Steven in the back. You just have to go back and play with it a little bit. And there we are. Now I'm going to cut off my ratty ends that I used to feed everything through. And tie a bow. And I like to only tie a bow because I can always go back and add to this. If I want to add more pages to this, I can. I mean, taking pages out is easy because you would just rip them. But if I wanted to add pages to this, it would be easy enough to do so by just untying my bow and adding in a couple of pages. Okay, and there we go. How cute is that? Now, thank you, Nikki. I like my inside pages to be ripped. So you can rip yours if you want. I'm going to show you a few ways, and I have a video of this also on my YouTube channel. See in here? These are ripped. So you can come in, got a little ribbon fuzz, and rip. And then if you're so inclined, you can go back and ink up these edges. I have this fun ruler set here. It has all of these different edges, designs as scalloped. One is actually straight in here somewhere. Yeah, this is a real ruler. But these are, can you hear them? These are metal rulers. So I think I'm going to use that one. It's a set of, I think, 6, 2, 4, 7. It's a set of 7 rulers. And you just put it against your page. Start up at the edge. And rip, rip, rip. And there you get a ripped edge. It helps because when you're ripping by hand, sometimes you rip off too much. When you're using this little ruler, you can actually get a little bit of a tiny piece and you don't rip off as much paper as you would have if you were ripping it yourself. Okay, that's the page. If you're doing regular paper, you can actually do like 3 sheets of paper at once. When I'm doing cardstock, I cannot. Another way to rip the edges is to get a paintbrush with some water. And I have dirty paint water here, but it's going to work as well. And wet your paper. So I'm just wetting right down the edge. Again, with copy paper, it works much better or easier. With cardstock, you have to do it a little bit more. I wet the edge of the paper and then come in here and rip it off. If you don't want your edges ripped, don't rip them. And I only actually rip the front edge. I like the way the front edge looks. I don't rip around the whole page. Like again, with this Edgar Allan Poe one I did here, all I did was rip these. Even look how cool this is. I just ripped the page right off. This is 3 signatures in here, and I bound this one a little different. I bound this one. This one has a binder on it. This is way different. This is a little bit more complicated. I made this cover from, actually I said cereal box, but I think I made this cover from a pasta box. But this is also a printable digital download. You can do so much with paper, you guys. It's becoming my new passion. Although I do love painting. I am doing an in-person paint class. 2 of them actually this week. One is for adults and one is for kids. Actually, one is for adults and kids, and one is for kids. So, anybody have any questions, concerns that they need answered? I can't wait to do my bookbinding class. I can't wait to try some of the videos I saw today already on the Crafty Bunch. How many of you guys have a ton of videos you save and then they just keep piling up and you never actually get to them? I think we're all so good at buying supplies and saving videos, bookmarking, subscribing to YouTube channels. But then when it comes time, we're like, oh, do I really feel like making that? Or not do we feel like making that? It's like, well, which one should I make? I can't decide. Should I do this one or this one? And then before you know it, your 20 minutes has passed that you had a little free time to create. And now you have to do stuff. And you never made anything because you couldn't decide what to make. I don't know, anybody else, or is that just me? I have folders and folders of stuff to make and create. And I might save these because these rips are really cool. I can make a nice collage with these. I'm putting them in my junk bowl anyway, but they would make a really cool collage. So anybody else get sad when summer comes to an end, or have you guys had it with the hot weather? I can't wait to see what I did wrong when I tried to do this schedule thing. Okay, so there we go. Now, it's total preference up to you, but I love the look of the ripped edges. Open that up a little bit. Let me get these away. I am going to get a little paint, which I want to take photo. Oh yeah, I do that too. Is your camera phone full of ideas? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make that. Oh, I'll make that. Oh, I'll make that. So I'm just mixing up. Let me get some scrap here. I could have done this first, but it doesn't matter. And I didn't do this double-sided because I want to show you how easy it is. If you don't have a double-sided printer, you can't print double-sided. I'm just mixing a little bit of this peacock blue and black paint, and I'm just randomly applying it to the inside back cover of my journal. If you can't print double-sided, you don't want to print double-sided, you don't want to glue your paper together, this is an easy peasy way to create some art and just have just some free flow art in your journal. So that's that. Back to school? No, we don't go back to school for 3 weeks. We go back to school the first week in September. So that's really sad. I'm sad already, and nobody went back to school. Well, I don't even have anybody that goes back to school. My kids are big. I still get sad when summer ends, though. I like summer. Summer is just way too short here on Long Island. Put this away. Okay. Do I have white? Yep, I have white. So, in keeping with my theme, I'm going to paint in a little moon here. Simple shapes. It's art. It's an art journal. It's a junk journal. You just want to have fun and chill with it. And put stars all around. You can use a Posca paint pen if you want. Totally up to you. And make a little bit of gray. I'm going to put a shadow back here. And get some white, and I'm going to add a little bit of highlight on the inside. And that's it. Now I just, easy peasy, decorated the inside of my back cover. A couple colors of paint. And there we have it. Now if I want to come in here and use these scraps for collage, I can. Get my glue stick. Find a page. Oh, I can. Okay, so I painted the back cover. I'm going to collage the front cover, the inside of the front cover. How's that sound? I don't care if my pages, papers, whatever, go off the edge, because when I come back, I can just come and cut everything from the outside and trim everything up. I don't have to trim when I'm collaging. I don't have to trim in the beginning. If they go off the page, they go off the page, and I trim at the end. When I'm doing little pieces, I just use my thumb and get everything all glued up and stuck down. There's no reason. I don't have to, get glue everywhere. Just these 2 fingers and glue. I do have a silicone mat, which is the easiest thing for crafting. And then you just put it right in the sink and wash it with a little bit of warm soapy water. But when I'm doing little pieces like this, it's okay to just use my thumbs and run it along the top. I could have even painted the background of this first if I wanted to. I could use Mod Podge if I wanted to. It totally is up to you. Use what you have. Use your favorite glue. This is Darice glue stick. They're my faves. But if you have Elmer's, you have Scott's. Is it Scott? Scotch. You have Tombow glue. Whatever it is, that's fine. Use what you have and just have fun with it. Another thing I've noticed that people struggle with, and a little bit more now that I'm doing the paper crafting, overlapping and layers. Nobody wants to overlap and do layers. They feel like it takes away from their art or everything has to be separate. But in real life, that's not true. We live in a 3D world. Everything is overlapped. Everything is in layers. And so when you're creating, layers add a lot of interest. So you don't have to be like, oh, well, that moon is there, so there's no room on this page for other art. Sure there is. You just want to overlap. I can take these pieces and put them on here and frame this moon out if I wanted to. All these coordinate, just like the pack that I provided in the free download. All the papers coordinate, and so you can do whatever you want with them. Thank you guys for joining me. This has been fun. Thank you, Christy Sloan, for organizing this. Moonlit Adventures. I also have a paper crafting membership. It's called Junk Journal Hive. I'll drop that link in here too if you guys want to join in. We do 4 tutorials a month in there. And that's it. I'm going to turn you guys around. I hope you like this. Easy peasy. Get some printables and create your own art journal, memory journal, junk journal for creating. Let me turn you guys around. And wipe my hands. And let me just cut this right here. This is why I say I just wait till later. Cut it off, and there we go. So here's my journal. Here's all my pages inside with the ripped edges. Here's the back cover I painted. This is the collage I started on the front cover. And thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you next time.